Welcome to Gray Central. Today Doug's back with another review. Today he'll be doing the i1000 dual lens dash cam.
Hey, how's it going? I'm going to do a review on a dash cam that I bought. It's the i1000 dual camera dash cam that I purchased off of AliExpress. I like this one just because of its sleek design, and it's not bulky and it doesn't take up a ton of room on your dash. It kind of fits nicely behind the mirror. It looks pretty good from outside as well. I just like the fact that it fits nicely and the cable can be tucked up underneath. All I did was just run it down the pillar into the cigarette lighter. Now this camera does come with a second camera, plenty of cable, which to me I found useless because I could not get it to record the second camera at all. So I gave up trying to plug in the second camera. It also comes with a fairly basic remote. It's got a lot of buttons on it, but really you only end up using a couple of them. The instructions are very simple on this unit. It's got a couple of buttons at the top, one of them being this one right here, which is a good feature. If you happen to see something, you can press that button and it actually records it and saves it into a separate file for you to retrieve at another time. Alright, so I'm going to go through some of the options using the remote. Get into menu. So you can see the video quality. Obviously I wanted 1080p. As you go down, photo quality, so you can snap photos using that button on the remote or one of the buttons on the top, but where I have it situated on my dash, I would need to use the remote. Video duration, I have not quite figured this out yet because it really records, because I have it set for motion record, it really records kind of the duration it wants to. Move detection, I have this selected, so anything that moves in front of the camera, it does detect it. Time watermark, obviously English language. The fill light is the actual infrared light that's on this camera, which if you don't install it close to the windshield, you do get reflection at night. Screen switch, where the screen, I believe, turns off after 5 minutes. Again, it doesn't really turn off after 5 minutes. It tends to turn off whenever it wants, but that's fine with me. Just obviously some of the times are a little different in China or wherever this thing is made. Shutdown time, I have this connected to the accessory power, so it shuts down basically a minute or so after you get out of the vehicle, so it will keep recording for a minute or so. Key sound, basically sound for any of the buttons that are pressed. I like silent mode only because if I do record anything, I don't need to be hearing everything that's going on inside the car. Park monitor, I'm not 100% sure what that is. The G sensor sensitivity, it will start recording if there is a bump or anything like that, so I have it set on high. You have different options. You have low, medium, and high. Power on record, so when it turns on, it starts recording. White balance, I have exposure, the date, everything like that is your basic functions. It does take a micro SD card. All of the buttons that are available on the remote are also available on the actual unit, but like I said, it's a lot easier to use. On this side is the power, the reset, and where the other camera plugs in, but like I said, it does not quite work you can't get it to record both cameras. So this camera is adjustable, which is great, and it has 4 infrareds, and again it just slides onto its little unit up here, and it does stick quite well. It's still stuck up there after, oh god, I've had this for about a month now testing it out, and it's still up there, no issues. And I've stuck the actual base piece to the factory sunscreen, and so far no problems. And that's it. We're gonna switch over to some views of actual videos that I've taken with this. Unfortunately, I haven't seen anything crazy. I got it because of driving in Ontario on the highways. Definitely see some interesting things, but as you can see from my driver's view, it really doesn't stick out. Not like some people you see, they'll stick them here or in the middle of their dash. I definitely wanted this camera because it was a smaller unit, and I could tuck it up there. So I'll show you some actual video. It takes pretty good video, and it's fairly easy to use. You just take the SD card out and take it into your computer and download the video. As you can see, this video was from the highway, and it was completely dark. The camera sees fairly good at night, considering the price. You can read the signs, see the lines, see reflections in the hood. If there was an incident, I'm pretty confident that this camera would catch it at night. Not so much off in the distance, but definitely closer up. And as you can see, there's not too much glare bounce back because I have the camera fairly close to the windshield. When I first installed it, the camera was on the mount, which kind of sticks farther back from the windshield, and the light tends to bounce back in the camera. So as you can see, coming up next to a truck, you can still see a lot of the details. You're not going to read license plates or anything, but at night it's fairly decent camera. And we switch to daytime highway driving, which I do a lot of. You can clearly see all the cars. It's got a really wide angle, so even if something happened kind of off to the left or the right, there's still a pretty good chance you're going to catch or capture any incident on video. Unfortunately, don't have any exciting video as of yet, because as soon as I installed this camera, everybody started driving normally in front of me. So I haven't really captured anything nuts or crazy, but winter is coming, so there should be some fun incidents I always tend to see on the highway. But as you can see, it's very clear. Gets a really wide field of view, both up and down. I have it set so you can just see the front of my hood, and you really do capture quite a bit of detail. Cars passing, cars in front of you, even the ones off to the left or the right. So all in all, the camera, I'd give it like a 7 or 8 out of 10, only because I'm really annoyed at the secondary camera doesn't record, but the camera itself is working fine. I haven't had any problems with it. It seems to do what the manufacturers say it's going to do. So as you can see, it even picks up the crappy roads. Heading to work at the airport. I get to drive these roads all the time. So it does the job that it says it does. So, and if at any point you want to capture a picture, all you got to do is just grab the remote and you can snap a picture. So you pull up behind a vehicle, you can get their plate without having to go back and try and get it off video. It takes fairly good pictures, especially when you're behind somebody at a stoplight. Here's another example of in the rain. One thing to remember, when you install it, as you can see, I installed it
right at the top of my driver wiper. So it tends to leave a strip of water right in front of the camera, which is a little annoying, but things to consider when you're installing it. So that's my review on the camera. Thanks.
Okay, I hope you liked that review. Let us know in the comment section about which budget dash cams you have used and which ones you like. So thanks for watching. See you next time.